two sectors which have been in limelight for right reason and wrong reason: PSUs and banks. Nobody expected PSUs to go high, and everybody expected banks to recover. Where are PSU stocks headed, and will banks make a comeback?
See, banks has two aspects. One is the PSU banks and other is the private sector bank. So banks, PSU banks have done exceedingly well. Actually, almost 2-3x of index they have done. I think they have returned about 25-30% against 10% of the index. So they have done very well. It is the private sector bank which were flying for last 10-15 years. They had their kind of some kind of balancing between public sector and private sector. So whosoever wanted to buy public sector, they sold private sector and bought into private. So I think correction in private sector in terms of valuation and all sorts of earnings, all management transitions are happening in Kotak, HDFC, all things, everything is now over. It's a second inning for the private sector banks. So, so private sector bank has its own kind of thing vis-a-vis public sector banks. Other public sector companies, including public sector banks, there was zero performance for last 10, 15, 20 years. It was a correction of unbelievable order. I mean, banks had come to about 0.2, 0.3 book. Other PSUs have come at, I mean, Coal India and all had come to about 3-4 P multiple, TTM, with a massive 7-8% dividend yield and all. So clearly they had to be corrected. I mean, they are large enterprises. You cannot just kill them. So that unpopularity was at absolute rock bottom. So that has corrected. So now from here onwards, don't differentiate between PSU and private sector. That's a myth. I think we should look at them as a meritorious banks or whatever they have, defense companies or railway companies. And I mean, let's not have a separate P multiple for them and this. I mean, look at ROE, growth, what a potential they have. You have indigenization of, massive indigenization of defense. That will continue, and hence the defense, whether it is public sector or private sector, those companies will do well. But if you have done excessive buying, and of course they will also sell, government will also sell. They must sell. If they don't sell now, I think it's a waste of, I mean, in bad time they didn't sell, good thing. But in good time also, if you don't sell, then when will you sell? So I think that is one opportunity which government must use, and use the resources for other developmental projects which will further push the economy. So those things will happen. So a lot of things are going to happen, and wherever you see reasonable valuation, corrections have happened, earnings growth is visible, I think go and buy.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.